Previously on Cancer.
All right, welcome back. This
Episode
is
3.
episode 3. This is Darrin Yalacki, writer and creator of Consequences,
And Michael May, director.
director, and executive producer.
Yeah, you know, things. Stuff and things.
Yeah, previously on, kind of, here we are, giving you the background of what's happened
Right.
so far.
Some mysteriousness going on.
Yeah, some.
The names, by the way, brilliant writing. All the names in the entire series.
I love, yeah. Blasius actually means talks with a lisp.
And this is shot in the Del Close Theater at I.O. West in Hollywood.
Yep.
Very nice to let us shoot back there, and a lot of members of the cast and crew are performers at I.O.
Yep. And our extras in the background. Who I love, who did such a great job of looking bored
as
the
hell.
entire time. This episode is actually kind of based on kind of the feel of a Seinfeld episode.
Yep. Yeah.
With the interstitials of him doing stand-up.
It's actually a different episode and all than the rest of the series. It has like a different tone to it, which is interesting. It wasn't something I was going for, but it's just kind of built into the script that way. But there's also, normally when you have cutbacks in the whole series, it's normally something that happened previous, where this one kind of breaks that mold a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't go from meeting room to flashback to meeting room to flashback. Sometimes it'll do like flashback to flashback
Right.
kind of thing, if I'm remembering it correctly.
Yeah, yeah. It's current time, meeting room, and flashbacks.
Right. Well, my family's.
Yeah, there's not
Once
a
a Greek, always a Greek.
ton of him prior to being arrested. Oh, here we go.
Thank you for taking the fall. We couldn't have done it without. You said you were going to give me a lawyer. You never even came to see me in prison.
Nikitas and Nick. Nick Soper.
Said
Yeah.
anything about the
Two
gob.
Nicks.
The gob? Yeah, the Greek mob.
I also think like this one has a darker feel because a lot of the music we use.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
To really build up the
Yeah.
sort of mob thing.
provided by the wonderful Greg Jenkins.
Yep, yeah, he did a great job. We used a lot of his music throughout the entire series. In fact, all the music we used is from Greg, isn't it? I think
Except
so.
for the opening.
Yep, the opening thing, which was written separate.
Yes.
We got taken in by the national wing. Who knows? Maybe next we'll go international. The Groks? The Groks?
So dorky.
I wrote that joke because I hate when people condense things or try to make words smaller. Like totes. It's like, just say totally.
Yeah.
You know what they did to me in prison?
I just love the absurdity of
Malaka.
mobsters doing things like that.
Katarista.
So, this guy in prison. The parole board asked me if I would ever do my crime again. I responded, "You can only blow up a restaurant once, right?"
Here.
That is hilarious.
I got more where that came from.
Hey, if you want to hear more, you can check him out later. He'll be here all week.
I love Tilt's laugh. That's a joke that should have made sense, but we ended up having to move around. So,
Yeah. I'm running a Greek dating service.
Yep.
It's called Cupid's Romance.
Oh.
Wait, why is the website called Cupid's Romance? That's Roman. Shouldn't it be Eros Romance?
Eros Romance is a
and that's your
that's
voice.
that's my
Yep.
awful voice.
Oh.
I love his look at the end of this.
Yeah.
I love how he.
Oh.
And then that.
Yeah,
That. Just that slight little.
customer service, etc.
Don't most Greeks take care of the back end of business? Hey, yo!
I love how everybody in here tries to make a joke
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
And it fails for everyone.
Can a homegirl like me use it?
You are not a homegirl.
Shut up before I pop a chopstick in your
Hey,
ass.
hey, hey, hey.
Another one of my favorite
God
jokes.
says that violence is just an extension of the soul that is Judas, per se.
Okay, can we just keep it focused here?
You know, it's great.
Please.
You know, there is an over-the-topness
anyone
to
can
something
use
like
it.
this
Hell,
being a comedy
I
as it
use it
is,
all.
and
Right.
this type of comedy, which is kind of weird
I
and
work for a dating website.
mixed. But we're dealing with a lot of these absurdities in real life as well. And I love Sean's character, the preacher woman, as I
Yeah.
call her, because I know people just like her.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
people are that absurd, which
You know
is
what that means?
about those religious
person
things.
Right.
Religious
in
type things.
And Brian O'Connell,
Yeah.
who just did a bang up job. I love that shot.
Yeah.
I love that shot.
Yep.
I know.
That was something
You're
I
the
wanted to get at
joke.
the end of the day was that behind
I
him
shit
shot.
is
the
awesome.
silhouette,
The
yeah,
show is on
works great.
stage, not back here.
So
All
you think-
everything in that
Oh,
scene,
yeah,
except
lots
for
of
the
girls.
really bad stand-up, is
Girls,
improvised.
girls,
Yeah.
girls, all the time. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many.
I can't imagine that so many girls want to date an ex-convict. I mean, sure, you can get them to write you while you're in prison, but
Uh-huh.
once you
Foreshadowing.
get out, I care less to find you.
You want a few? I got extras to throw around.
No, I'm married, thanks.
That doesn't mean you can't have some fun. I'm doing a new girl every
I love
night.
to, like, as you watch the series go along, you watch these people warm up to each other
Oh, yeah.
throughout it.
Tell anybody about us. Are you ashamed of me?
No?
And DP of the scene was our other producer,
What is it?
Lindsay Harbert.
Yeah.
Ashamed of being, what do you call it? Othomophilos.
Such a
That's cute.
Uh,
Say it again.
Brian O'Connell, who's about as
Seriously, no one
manly
can
as
know
you
about
can
him.
be in
Right.
certain
Brothers
ways
find
in
out?
this
What?
scene.
So what? If your
yeah.
brothers find out.
Well, just imagine if my big fat Greek wedding and The Godfather were matched together.
So Tulo Protagoras gets gunned down.
That's actually a great joke.
So you have a
That's
job, a
great joke.
hobby,
Thank you.
dates.
Thank you.
Sounds like things are good.
Yeah. It's probably because me and my old cellmate Lucas still keep in touch and hang out.
Sweet
keeping me
moment
on
of the
the
series.
straight
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of
wait.
tenderness and
Why did you go to prison? You said harassment, destruction of property.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, my family
Something
owns
more going
property,
on?
and one of their buildings blew up, and I was the last one seen there. Well, if you know what's good for you, you'll pay the money that you owe. Would hate for something bad to
Look at
happen.
Nikitas' pants on the right.
I know.
It's like
He was
sweatpants.
so mobbed out. It's like Nick's like the clean cut one, and then
Yeah.
Nikitas comes in running pants, and
So,
I love that change that we ended up doing.
Yeah.
mean that you did anything.
Listen, either way, I went to prison, and I learned that life is about making good friends. Who knew I would find it in prison? How I got there doesn't matter.
I wish I could have take
Or just
credit
pathetic.
for that line, but that
Nice.
was actually Constantine Anthony's
Yeah.
line from the interview tapes that
Yeah.
we did. Oh, that's
sweat stains. I
sweat
love those.
stains.
I'm next.
All right. Suddenly someone's eager.
What's that?
I think you dropped your microphone. As you may all know, my name is Martha Conroy, but I've lived so many lives.
And boom. To be continued. Yeah. BOC, Brian O'Connell. Yeah, so thank you for being here for episode 3, and come back for episode 4 with Martha Conroy.
Yeah.